I don't think it's an exaggeration to call Jason Hanson one of the greatest kickers in NFL history. He spent his entire 21-year career with the Detroit Lions, and currently sits 4th all-time in NFL history in points scored. Hanson is a Lions legend, and while drafting kickers in the 2nd round can sometimes backfire in spectacular fashion, with the Lions, they got their money's worth and then some. And in 1994, Hanson had one of the most remarkable kicks in NFL history that doesn't get talked about. Imagine hitting the game-winning field goal in overtime without being able to move your kicking leg. Imagine being in that much pain that you can barely move, and you hit a field goal to win the game. Well, that's exactly what Hanson did in a game against the Atlanta Falcons, and this is the story behind that. First, we need some context going into the game. It's September 4th, 1994, and the Atlanta Falcons are traveling to the Pontiac Silverdome to face the Detroit Lions in the opening game of the season. For the Falcons, they're really looking to get off on the right foot under new head coach June Jones and avoid a repeat of what happened in 1993, when they started 0-5 and put themselves out of it by the time October rolled around. As for the Lions, after winning the NFC Central the year before and making it to the postseason, they're looking to put together another strong regular season campaign. And to start the season off, this game was a back-and-forth affair, with the Lions and Falcons practically saying to each other, anything you can do, I can do better. There were 4 different points in the game where it was tied, as the teams were tied 7-7 at the half, then tied 14-all at the end of 3, then tied 21-all midway through the 3rd, and then tied 28-all in the 4th. And with 30 seconds left in the game, Scott Mitchell, the newly acquired free agent, found Anthony Carter for the game-tying touchdown from 15 yards out. Mitchell played so well during this game, throwing 3 touchdown passes, that it led one writer to proclaim after just one game that Mitchell was worth his $21 million price tag. That definitely was not a cold take. Now, with the game tied at 28 apiece, the Lions are kicking off. And the last thing the Lions want to do here is kick it to Tony Smith. He had a kick return touchdown in 1993, and last season was 3rd in the league in yards per return and was 2nd in kick return yards. Plus, he had a 31-yard return earlier in the game. So what Hanson and the coaching staff decide to do here is call a squib kick of sorts. It falls to Alton Montgomery. The problem, though, is that Montgomery ends up getting some decent yardage on the return. He winds up getting 37 yards and takes it all the way to the 44-yard line. But you might notice something that happened on the return. Jason Hanson, one of the last lines of defense, gets trucked. He does slow Montgomery down, but Hanson gets leveled on the play. And while he went for the tackle, he suffered a right leg injury, which happens to be his kicking leg. Fortunately for the Lions, the good field position by Atlanta didn't wind up mattering, as Norm Johnson missed a 52-yard field goal, which sent the game into overtime. The good news was that Detroit still had a shot to win the game. The bad news was that it was looking like they were going to have to do this without a kicker. Trainers were looking at Hanson on the sideline. Hanson later said as he was limping, "You've got to be kidding me. We're going into overtime, and I can't even move my leg. I was on the sidelines whining and saying, 'Someone take care of me.'" When the Lions got the ball back in overtime, it was looking like the game could come down to a game-winning field goal. The only problem? Hanson couldn't feel his leg. It was so bad that on the sideline, he literally missed the kicking net. The kicking net, from 10 feet away, was giving him troubles. But Hanson decided that he needed to find some way to play through this. As Hanson later said, guys play hurt all the time, and it was the kicker's turn to finally do it. He spoke with Mitchell on the sideline and told him that if you get it within 50 yards, he's good to go. Sure enough, the Lions get close enough to try a 37-yard field goal. Here's Hanson, injured and unable to hit a kicking net, going for a 37-yarder to win the game. And sure enough, he drills it. Game over, and the Lions win it 31-28 in overtime to start the 94 season off. For Hanson, who was perfect on field goals in just one of the final 5 games of the 1993 season, it was good for him to start this season off strong. But it was equally big when you realized that he made the biggest kick of his career without being able to feel anything. As Hanson later said, "I knew my foot would be on the ball for only 1 second, and I could do it." There are some incredible moments of players having iconic games while playing hurt, ranging from real life like when Jets wide receiver Rob Moore had a career game with a broken wrist, to video games like when Greg Jennings scored a touchdown with a broken leg. If you want to see more about the Rob Moore game, check the video out in the upper right corner. But it's not too often that you get to say that about a kicker. Well, to open up the 1994 season, Jason Hanson felt the thrill of victory, even if he couldn't feel his leg. Be sure to like this video, ring the notification bell, and subscribe down below if you haven't already, as it helps the channel out a lot. And be sure to check out Twitch every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern for your chance to play NFL trivia and win cash prizes. Link in the description below. If you want to see videos like this condensed down to 60 seconds, then follow me on TikTok at JaroGator9 and subscribe to 60-Second NFL History on YouTube. Also, special thanks to all of our Patreon supporters for helping with the channel. Your support is greatly appreciated. See how you can become a patron and request future video topics in the description below.